Hi guys, welcome to week 14. We have a very short week this week because we have our Thanksgiving holiday, but I thought I would make another video just to kind of show you what's going on with week 14. My Tuesday and Wednesday class, I will see you this week. My Thursday class, I obviously won't see you this week because of the holiday. You are welcome to, and I encourage you to come to the LRC on Monday or Tuesday of this week at 10 o'clock to 11:15. We will be in Pod F doing our research like we were last week. Please come and join us. Get work done, sit at the computer, put your headphones on and zone out and just work on your research. What's happening week 14 coming up, there are two discussions. They both are They Say, I Say, chapter 8 and 9. One discussion is devoted to each one of those chapters. Again, just as a friendly reminder, the final draft of your research essay is due by December 7th, 11:30 p.m. to the assignment folder. You'll see that link up there. As far as what's happening for this week, there's the two discussions, and you should also be working on your research and building. And we have the discussion thread with the workshop that's due this week, so you should have 3 full pages. So you're forcing yourself to kind of build. If you're finding yourself getting a little bit lost, you want to stop, take a breath, and perhaps create an outline that might help you. You're welcome to go back to the previous discussions and look at one of the sample essays as a guide for how you can build up your essay. Remember, with the research essay or an essay that's longer, it might take you a few paragraphs to open up your essay introduction. You don't have to squeeze it all into one paragraph because you're working with a longer essay, so you can take more time. Remember, what I'm looking for with your sources is adequate summaries of your sources. They say first before you jump in with your own I say. So you want to summarize each one of your sources in some way. If you haven't already, take a good look at the rubric so you can see what it is I'm looking for as far as grading goes. So on to week 14, the first discussion, there's only 2, is chapter 8, as a result, connecting the parts from They Say, I Say. You're going to read that chapter of They Say, I Say, and then you're going to watch the Prezi. It's just a presentation that goes over this chapter, so I'm going to go ahead and click on it. We've been having some technical difficulties this morning at the college. I'm not sure if you're experiencing the same thing at home, but it's a little wonky. It's taking a little bit longer than usual, so just bear with me on this video. While that is loading, I'm going to go ahead and click back. Actually, I'm not. Oh, there it is. So you're reading chapter 8, you're annotating it, put notes in your journal, and then you're going to look at the Prezi, what information seems important. So you're writing one paragraph in your journal, and then you're posting it to the discussion revised. Your task is to practice the strategies that are offered in chapter 8, transitions, pointing words, key terms, phrases, and repeating with a difference. Here is your prompt. What improvements can be made in education, in college specifically? Let me fix that. I need to have a little edit here. In education. Maybe we should say within education. And so that is your prompt. Let me fix it here. Again, you're watching the Prezi. Let me click back here. It's still loading. Yay, we got it. I'll make it bigger so you can see it. So again, the Prezi just goes over the chapter. So establishing momentum and direction, create an expectation for your readers, and then help your writing to flow more smoothly. This chapter is awesome for using transitions and learning to get that really smooth flow in your writing, so super important. For strategies, using transitional terms, adding pointing words, developing a set of key terms and phrases, and then repeating yourself but with a difference. So if you watched the last video I made on research, I was researching child abuse. As I was researching, I developed a further set of key terms: child neglect, child abuse, child abandonment. And so these are terms that are often interchangeable in research. So this is important with your own topic. So again, you can go through the Prezi. It's awesome. Transition words are super important. So I'm just going to show you something you can do that you probably already know, but I'm going to remind you. So transition words are like the glue that link your ideas together. Transition words, PDF. Look at all these PDFs. They're awesome. So, excuse me, there is a list in They Say I Say, but there are really great lists online as well, so I highly recommend that you print one out or copy it, you know, find one that works for you. I'm going to print this one out for you guys so you have it. But there's some really good ones. Let's see what else there is. Transitional phrases, transitional words. Here's another one. But again, with this chapter, you're working on linking your ideas, getting it to flow, and so there's all kinds. This one I really love. I mean, look at that list, you guys. Look at this list. It's insane. So I'm going to print these ones out for you as well. I remember learning about transitions as a writer, and they just really gave me an opportunity to just express myself so much more. So I want that for you as well. The more words you have, the easier writing is. You can draw on whatever word pops into your head, and in order for it to pop into your head, you have to have come across it. So again, for this discussion, you're using the prompt for a paragraph, what improvements can be made within education, college specifically, to make school more enjoyable and more effective for students. So let me edit that. It's kind of like a little argument, right? We want school to be fun and also useful. So again, I'm just going to copy that. And we're coming back to this discussion. So that is week 14, chapter 8, connecting the parts using transitions, key phrases, pointing words. Again, you're practicing with that. The next discussion is chapter 9, Ain't So, Is Not. I click on it here. So you're going to read and annotate chapter 9 of They Say I Say. Watch the presentation and take notes in your journal. Remember, your journal is due at the beginning of December. By December 4th, your journal will be due. I will send you out a reminder about that. Super important that you keep all your notes in there because you will be assessed on your ability to use your journal to think in writing. And so it's going to take just a second to download. Let me grab these from the printer. Whoa. Okay. So I'm going to make copies of this for you guys because it's really, really useful. What else do we have here? Okay, let's see. Oh, it's coming up. It's taking a minute, but it's coming up. So while we're waiting, I'll go over it. So you're going to check out the Prezi, make sure you have notes in your journal from chapter 9, what information seems important. P.S. You do not have to do the activity from the presentation unless you want to. You're going to write 2 paragraphs in your journal and post them to the discussion, revised. Here is your prompt. So this is really fun for people because they can get out some of their latent aggression. Paragraph 1 is formal. This chapter 9 goes over, integrating and professionalizing your language so that you sound academic, but also keeping that kind of informal voice that belongs to you. So finding the balance between formal and informal voice in your writing. So you're going to be challenged to write 2 different paragraphs for this discussion. The first paragraph is formal and academic and written to a politician. Is Trump an effective leader of the United States? Paragraph 2 is informal and casual and written to a friend of yours. Is Trump an effective leader of the United States? And then you're going to make sure you respond to a classmate's post in a solid paragraph. So engage. Which of their paragraphs is more interesting to you, more effective, more well written? Explain. So again, you're playing with language here. That's the whole point, is finding your voice and finding that balance. So let me go back. Oh, it's loading. I think we got it. We got it. Yay! So you can see here, I'll walk you through just a little bit. Maybe. Oh, here we go. So in writing, it's often assumed that using gargantuan colloquy or having manifold sentence spaces that will make us sound smart even if we have no idea what the words mean, right? So this chapter is all about, not just taking big words and throwing them into your writing, but really figuring out what you want to say and how you want to say it and saying it how you want to say it, while also kind of stepping up your your tone, and your language so that you're more effective with the message you're trying to convey. And so, on the contrary, you should keep your writing nice, neat, fun, and formal. My good sir, have you seen my squeaky toy? You can see we have an example of this dog's language dressed up. So you can check out the Prezi and scratch down some notes. But remember, for this discussion, you're playing with language. And I'm going to modify the question because it seems to be like not specific enough. I'll put explain with examples. Not wit, but with. Explain with examples. Okay, so have fun with this one. Don't get too crazy when you're doing the second paragraph about your casual trump paragraph. So again, that's what's happening week 14. You're playing with strategies. Continue to work on your research essay. Enjoy your peer workshop. And I will see you this week in lab in Pod F for my Tuesday, Wednesday classes. And Thursday I won't see you. You're welcome to come to my Tuesday or my Monday class at 10 o'clock to 11:15 in the lab. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Enjoy all the blessings in your life, and make sure that you let your loved ones know how grateful you are to have them in your life.